with the streaming platform, and I can hear myself talk, and it sounds like I've got a bunch of whales or a pod of whales that's in my ear along with it. So I'm hoping some people will be here to join me shortly so I can get some feedback on if you can hear me. So what I'm using here today, so I can see, hello John, lovely to see you, darling. Can you tell me, can you hear me okay? So that's what that's what I want to know first. So, oops, okay. Battery's low, but you can see, hi Leah. I'm just going to write here, can you all hear me okay? Good. We can hear. We're winning. We're on a winner. That's the main thing. So, because, like I said, it's very difficult. Sometimes I can hear myself talk, but I thought I'd join you guys as well. So it's been quite a while since I've been live because I've had quite a few things going on for me here. And one of them is, hang on, let me just get rid of this stupid help thing. It keeps popping up. Oh my God, I'm on no win. So I've been into a lot of design work and I've had a few health issues going on, but it's not COVID, and that's the main thing. So what I'm using today is my Divination Divided book. And it's one of these little creative genius moments that I've had many years. And I'll explain first what it is. And while I'm doing that, you guys think of some questions. So it's a book that I designed over 20 years ago, actually. And I've called it Divination Divided because it is in divisions. Now, the reason I've done it this way is it's a multi-use platform spreads or layout book. So you can choose whether you want that one mixed with another. You can flick a page, you can go in and find which ones you want. And for instance, you can see actually here, where am I? Where I've actually written some in on the back. So the reasons I've done this is there's a lot I've written in the back, but I'll try and find. So each layout has my printed versions there, but the backs of them are blank, so you can actually write in a lot of your own spreads. And I actually went and really underestimated how many readings are actually able to be created by this book. So um, with just the printed ones on that side, we have 900 combinations because we've got 30 at the top, 30 at the bottom, and 30 by 30 is 900. So then if you fill out the backs of them this side, we then have another 900. So we've got 1800. But then I had a lovely client purchaser of a lot of products from me, lives local, ring me up and she said, Karen, you've really underestimated this because it's not just that 900 and that 900. We then can read those two, or all of that, or all of that. Plus, you can then also read all the individuals in their own right. So by doing that, I actually sat down with a calculator and worked it out. It is 4,620 combinations. So, and that's all from a little book, and it is actually 6 inches in size. I'll just grab my ruler. My paper ruler. So it's around a 6-inch size book, or which is about 150 or 15 centimeters. So it is a very compact book. Now, the other thing with this book, I don't know, God, I wish you could feel and touch here. It's in what they call an anti-scuff board. So it's not paper, it is thicker card. And I've had it made in this beautiful finish. So it's easy to write on, but it's also quite robust if you are a charm caster to cast directly on them. Now, I'm using just my little mini Alice cards today, and they fit over the top well. But if you're using larger cards and tarot cards, and some of those are huge, you would just copy out the layouts as they are by laying them out the same. So it makes no difference. And I've created it so it can be used by card readers, stones, bones, charms, coins, you name it. So that's what I'm doing with that today. So now, without me waffling on anymore, I'm just going to go through some of the comments and see. So let me just go back up. Right, so, oh, good, you can hear me. That was the main thing. So I've got Leah Rhodes. What can I do to get back to my soul? So using my book here today, I'm actually going to go and do some random flick. So we've got current situation, obstacle, and then we've got self-rival and advice. So I'm actually going to use this side. Now, the problem is with Restream, I can't enlarge it very well. Let me just grab a box and see if that will help. Just 2 seconds. I'll just see if we can bring it back high without being too high. Oh, there we go. That works. All right, where's my key? I put a key on mine so I don't lose what it is. They come without the key. Now, where to put the cards? Under the box. Good work, Carol. Okay, so Leah, let me just write you down. I've got my whiteboard here. Okay, let me just grab. Right. Let's have a look. So what's the current situation that's going on? I've also seen under there, Georgina Araki, yes and no questions are really not great for any type of divinations. Those types of readings, you're better off to use a pendulum. So, Leah Rhodes, current situation, we've got hourglass, lion, then we've got self-rival and advice. So, hourglass is the current situation would actually tell me where you feel very scattered. Hourglass is very much a symbol of where you are feeling unstable or things are uncertain. And I'd look at that and say, okay, I can see it. A lot of hourglass symbology, it tends to be where you're back and forth. So when we're talking about your soul, it's almost like you're darting in and out of your soul's purpose. The obstacle, we've got the lion. Now, I'd look at that and say, who is it that may be saying things to you, or you're feeling under some sort of pressure or control? Lion is very much a leadership sign, but as an obstacle, it's like, who is it that's either trying to get you to think the way they think? So we've got self-rival and advice. Self, we've got the mask, which tells me it's time to really sit back and remove the veil. When I look at the mask, it tells me you're not showing or expressing your true self, and that is under self as well. So rival, it's an interesting one when we talk about soul, because rival there would tell me what is it you are at war with in yourself. The anchor would just tell me you're feeling stuck. So your advice, dragon, and that sounds funny. It's almost when I see, like I said, people think I'm nuts and they say I hear voices. When I see advice in the dragon, I hear the voices of literally flip the bird, look out world, here I come. Because the dragon means stepping back into your power base without fear. So I would look at this and say, time to settle down, work it out what is making you feel unbalanced, out of whack. Lion is, who is it that's maybe a little bit too dominant or controlling, even in what they say or how they make you feel. Remove the mask and the veil of your true self. Don't get bogged down with other people's issues or where you feel stuck. And it's time to literally step back in your power and fly. So I hope that helps a little bit, Leah. So let me just have a look. Hang on, I'll just put these in different areas so they don't come out together. That's always a good thing. So let me just go through. So I'm probably a little bit slow today. Let me just have a look. Fervent message from your dad. I won't use the book for that, fervent, because I don't know. Although actually we can. We'll use it as a random flick. What part of my, hang on, let me just have a flick. Okay, what part of this is my soul's journey? What's the best way to prepare? What will assist in making more harmony, outcome? Then we've got what steps to make a life more meaningful. I'm actually going to use the bottom part of that, so it won't be the top. I'm trying to think, I should have had a bit of paper to block that out, and I don't have one. Hang on, yes I do. Oops, yes I do. There. It's so we can concentrate on the area. So messages, when I look at that from above, what would make my life more meaningful? Now, is that something your dad would want you to do? Butterfly, outcome and advice. Oh, those as messengers. The butterfly would tell me it's time to find your wings, because butterfly is about going through beautiful changes and transformations. And I can't help but tell you what I hear in my head, because when I see a butterfly there, it tells me there's another female in spirit with him. Butterfly would actually indicate someone who's probably crossed over quite young. Teacups would tell me good communication conversations, and the question mark there would tell me it's like you do get the messages through, but you're not listening. Teacups is a communication, which tells me he probably communicates with you when you are in a calm or relaxed environment. So I'd look at these and say, he's telling you that someone young is in spirit that he is aware of, but not to question yourself about the signs or the signals that you receive from spirit. So I hope that helps a little bit. Let me just write it down. That's fervent. So, because otherwise I forget, I'm terrible. So I'm just going through there. Angela Jaya is moving house, so I'm just going to write this down as I go. T. Jones, career. Hang on, what was that? That's house. Sorry, and career. I've got a head like a sieve, sorry. Georgina, let me just grab my pendulum and let's have a look at this. Job interview. Oh, it must have been you, Leah. Sorry you lost sound. Gosh, that's all I've had headaches with. I've actually been on the help desk all morning because of these stupid things, and it frustrates the hell out of me. So let me just grab the pendulum for Georgina. Where's my pendulum? I'm terrible. I lose everything. So I'm using this is one of my tea pendulums. Isn't that just beautiful? Mine's beaded. So let me just have a look. I'm probably way up here. Now my pendulums, for my yeses, I swing anti-clockwise, my no's go clockwise, and my inconclusives are either swinging forward or sideways. So the main thing I want to know is, will you go well with this job interview? I'm getting little yeses, which tells me you'll probably do quite well at the interview. I just want to have a little shuffle here as well. Alright, what have we got? Book, mountain, fish. I'd look at those and say, show your attributes of what skills you have, most definitely. Also express about your longevity, because a mountain can mean longevity that you're in it, whether it's hard job or it's not. And the fish there would tell me too, though, don't be afraid about looking at the financial areas. Fish is often about money and abundance, so it is a very good luck symbol as well. I look at these and say you do have very good odds at this job, but express your education and what skill set you have, but also get across the line that you don't mind how hard the job is, that you're willing to do the hard yards in order to get the gold. So that's what I would express to them. So good luck. I'd love to know how you go. So, hang on, I've just realised the lid's in my box upside down, so I'm going to put it the right way, because isn't it a beautiful box? So, now let me just go through. So, right, and I've got Christy. Hang on, I'll write you down, because sometimes the messages all disappear. Right, so next couple of months, Christy Baraldi Pidiera. Hope I haven't stuffed that up in the pronunciation, because I'm really bad. Hi, Beck. Lovely to see you, darling. All right, Christy. Right. Now, let's go back to the top. Angela Jaya is looking at moving house. So I'm just going to do a random flick. All right, I'm going to use, I'm just going to use the one that I've written in this side. These are, like, I've got all these different things and layouts in it, so I've actually written in quite a few. So this one, when we're looking at a house, what has been established? And then we've got what needs to be developed, what might hinder, aids and warnings or actions and attitudes, tasks to overcome any obstacles, and which path to follow. So, and I'll lift them as we go so you can see what I'm doing. Right, okay. So, what's been established? The heart, which tells me you are more than ready for relocation, because the heart means doing things with love, passion, and gratitude. So, the heart tells me, no, you are ready for this next step. What needs to be developed? Now, the monkey is often the trickster, but it does mean very smart, very clever, and doing things that benefit you. So it can be a little self-serving. But when I see a monkey and we're talking about what needs to be developed, there would tell me you need to probably think a little bit smarter and outside the box as far as where you are going, what type of residence you are looking for, that it suits all of you. Now that can come right down to, does it suit you personally for relaxation? Does it suit you for career or them sorts of goals? And the most important thing is, does it suit you for community? So monkey would tell me, stretch it a little wider and think outside the box. The butterfly, what might hinder progress? butterfly there would tell me your fickle thought pattern, because a butterfly is very fickle, but they're only like them passing moments where you might think, or maybe not. And butterfly would tell me that can actually hinder you. So make your strength and your conviction a lot stronger in this decision. So these are the aids or warnings. Hang on, I'll turn that over. Actions or attitudes on your part. You've got the ship. So the ship would tell me, take your time in doing this, because it means so progress slow, but progress is always forward. So I'd look at that and say, don't rush into it, because that can actually go against you. So what task to overcome? The cane again is about moving forward slowly. I'd look at that cane as an obstacle, which is almost like, is there somebody who is holding you back? Because a cane means sometimes people who are relying on you, literally think of leaning on you, that you may be ready to walk away from. So don't let that part hold you back. Can't help but see a cane. It's almost like, is there an elderly person or an elderly parent that may be holding your thoughts back about you moving? So advice on which path to follow helps when you don't have it upside down. House is beautiful, which means you need to go somewhere where you feel the security, the stability of home and family. I'm just going to do another one, and you got anchor. So it still would tell me there's a move coming, maybe a bit slower than what you thought, but you're still going towards good stability. So, which is really, really good. Yeah. So let me just put these back in at random. Right, go in there, go in there. Okay. So I've got T. Jones about career. Hang on, I've got to find the start of my book again. So there we are. Okay, so we're looking at career. Let me just go back and see if I can, in what direction should we take? Okay, all right, let's do another random flick. Right, okay, let's look at this one. I'll leave that open, otherwise I can never find the back of it. And I'll put my card over there. It's a beautiful, it's a sign actually I have sitting in my tea room here. It says, a brew will see you through. How appropriate. So, what drives your ambition? Okay, let's have a look. I'm so happy to see you too, Beck. It's been a long time, darling. I've got lots of new toys out too. This book is just one of them, and I've said in the beginning of the video, you'll see, I showed how this book's capabilities as a layout is 4,620. So that just shows you how many you can get out of a 6-inch book. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to layer these upside down, so then we can turn them and reveal one by one. So this is for T. Jones. So what drives your ambition? It helps when I didn't have them upside down. Cross there tells me, yes, you are very driven, and I look at it as goal orientated and what's your soul's journey. So when I look at a cross, it would tell me your sheer strength, gut determination is what drives you. I think it's a good thing, because it also is about knowing your path, your course in life, your destiny. Now, this one has a crossing one. So this one I'm going to use as the bottom one, which means what are my goals? Now, to have a chair would tell me about comfort, but somewhere that you do feel relaxed and enough leisure around. Chair with work would mean you need a better work-home life balance. So what do we need to focus on? Oh, that's a beauty. Lion would tell me goal setting and moving up the ladder. because a lion means advancement into senior roles in a career. So what talents do you have to offer? A monkey, again, you're smart, you're intelligent, you can work out any tricky problems, and it does mean you can think outside the box. Brilliant cards. So what pleasant surprises? Oh, that's really interesting, because a ship there would tell me large companies or large organisations where there literally can be travel involved. Now, it's not always overseas. The travel can be between company branches or offices. So the ship would tell me it's good for you to take you in different areas, multitasking. So what should you keep? Mountain would tell me about your stability, show about your longevity, where you find base, your comfort. And what should you let go? Oh, restless legs. Frog would tell me lose things that you feel restless about. It means flippant thought processes and things that may be also a bother to you. I would look at letting those things go. So I hope that helps a little bit. So let me just put these all back in. So, Beck, you're mad Alice in Wonderland too. You should see what's coming. It's gorgeous. So, I've just got to get onto it to get the book in. Christy, hang on, I've got to try and anything for the next couple of months. So, Beck, do you have a question, darling? So, let's have a look. I'm just going to do a random flick of what's coming in the next couple of months. Like I said, this is a fabulous book. Here's my page. I'm just going to put that there. How to improve. Now, I've left the dot on this, which is good because it does leave it open. So let's get some cards down. Right. So how to improve your smarts. Now the monkey, like I said, is about intelligence, being smart. It's often thinking fast on your feet. So how to improve, I'd look at that and say how to improve some of your out-of-the-box parts of your personality. What should you avoid? Ooh, toxic people, toxic situations. Mushroom is not always a negative. It can be where you'll flourish the fastest in the dark when you least expect it. But we are looking at this about what should you avoid. And I'd say avoid two things: hiding, avoid people who also bring you down where you feel, oh my God, I'm never going to get out of this rut. And they are the things that can pull you down, particularly when you are trying to increase your out of the box attitude. Yeah. So things to carry forward. You got cherries. That is beautiful, because cherries mean the beautiful things in life, and often it means the sweeter, more divine things that you have. Cherries is often about passion, which again carry forward with you the passion that you have within. So down here, how do we get back on track? Learn to love yourself. It's the first thing that pops into my head is the heart, which I look at it and say, yes, learn to love yourself, but learn to express that love out to others. So don't just hold back on that. What might cause an issue? Bat. Bat is blind, yet it's the smartest mammal on our earth of all God's creations. And when I see a bat and we're saying what causes the issue, it's you with the blinkers on. So get those blinkers off, girl. What harmony and balance? actually a conversation with someone who's close to you, because the teacups is often a very good friend or a relative, and it's somebody where you want to speak openly and there's no subject that's off topic. And this is going to take you a long way. And the mouse there would still tell me, do it sooner rather than later, because a mouse means fast pace. It's very family orientated, but it's like there may be something small that you need to offload as well. So I hope that helped a wee bit, Dom. So let me put these back. We don't have many people here today. Gosh, Beck, I wish I had your numbers. So I'm about to have some massive numbers because I'm doing a live video course, and it will be big broadcast. And I've got a Mandarin translator into Chinese, which is all very exciting. So I have Jessica Buttigieg, lovely to see you, darling. Let me just write this down. Hang on, I've got a tile whiteboard here. So Jessica, now what have we got there? Hang on, let me go there. Sorry, I try not to lose any because it does. Next few months, I'm going to write these before they go. Shaz as well, 3 months. Melody, a different location. Melody, diff work location. Oh, thank you, T. Jones. Sensitive, you've got an interesting question. That's nice. Someone from my childhood keeps showing up in the dreams. You're never even close. That is an interesting one. Sensitive. Childhood. I'm just trying to write in my shorthand. Up in dreams. It's interesting because your dreams are very symbolic, but I'll come to that. Okay, now I've got Shaz there wanting to know what's up in the next few months. So now we just use that one. So I'm gonna use we want different. That's about career. I want something a bit more general. This is where it's good. We can go forward. We're going to use this one. Okay. So now see how this is blank? This is where I write on. Have I written on some of those? Like I said, I've written on some and not all. No, I can't find. See how you can write on them? That's what you do. And like I said, this book, I dreamt about my 50 Shades. It was real tongue-in-cheek, that deck, and I even stamped on the bag, a tea bag, and it says Hottie. So, yeah. Okay, all right. Now, Chaz, what's going on next 3 months? I'm just laying them upside down. That's that one. That's the crossing one. Okay, so I'm just going to move it over. So, what part of this is my soul's journey? The triangle means that you're overcomplicating things. And as far as the soul's journey, it would tell me you've probably led a very complex life. And that's fine, but there would tell me your soul's journey now is to find an easier path. So, what is the best way to prepare yourself? The Tower would tell me stand tall, make your presence known, and I mean in any area of your life. Be tall, be proud, and don't just sit back. Make your presence known. So what will assist to bring you more harmony? Frog is the restlessness there, but it also also is a symbol of don't be afraid to stretch yourself that little bit further. And quite common why I say take the leap of faith. It's very interesting after these two. So we got here as an outcome, oh, that's lovely, you find your wings. So that's interesting as your starters. So again, a nutshell version, I would say time to straighten things out. Don't make things so overcomplicated. Stand tall and proud of what you have and all your achievements. Don't be afraid to stretch yourself that little bit more, because you'll find the beautiful changes. So what are the challenges? Fear. That's that one word, is fear. I see this a lot when I see it come up in fears. Now this is the undercard first, which means action you should take. The ring there tells me put more value on yourself and commit to the task. So summary, if you take that advice, Dancer, more joy. Interesting. What's hidden? All the passion, the beauty and opportunities. Cherries are, and the reason I've got them too, and it often is about where you have the choices of opportunities, and it means road A or road B are both very good for you. So I would look at those and say you're missing opportunities because of fear. So time to let that shit go, as they say. So I swear, I'm an Aussie, it's what I do. Sorry, the drop cards. Alright, let me put these back. Now I've got Jessica, Buttergig. Sorry I'm a bit slow getting through these, but I thought let's just have it fairly laid back and relaxing. Now I'll just put those in at random. Yeah, it is a really good divination book. I just love it. So let me just cross off the list. Shows. Now, Jessica. Right. Okay, let's use that. There's my page. I put stuff down, and even in 5 seconds, I've got a fish brain. So, all right, Jessica, we're looking at the next few months. So what abundance means to you, what's blocking your abundance, and what will allow you to accept abundance. So let's just have a look. Oops, jumpers. I'm not turning them over because they're just inanimate objects that just fly. And if it relied on that, I'd drop stuff all the time. Like me, I fall over all the time. And I don't even have a drink, so there's no excuse. So, Jessica Buttergig, what abundance means to you? Oh, that's nice because it tells me things of value, things that are precious commodity is about abundance. The ring can also indicate, though, that you might like things that are luxury items and a little flashy, but that's okay. And that abundance may mean that to you. So ring itself can be literally a ring. So, and that's fine. And I have had people ask me about this one, so I'll just tell you, it is an old one, and I had a very, very dear friend that belonged to her mum, and her mum passed, and she knew I always loved this, and I couldn't believe it and burst into tears when she gave it to me. And it actually is a real ruby, and it is real diamonds, so I'm very spoiled. So, and it can be literally abundance to you, maybe things. What's blocking your abundance? Bird there would tell me too much chatter from either yourself, the inner voice, and it's also too much chatter that's going on around you. I have to ask, do you have concentration problems like myself? I'm ADHD, so my concentration span's that of a fish, although they now tell us they're smart, but I may be smart, but I can't concentrate. And they would tell me it's like there's too much chatter going on and it can be in your own head. What will allow you to accept abundance? Fish there would tell me you need more positive people around you, because a fish is a group, a network of people. What's something you need to know about other party or parties? House there would tell me things that box you in or people that hold you back that you're feeling a little bit trapped by. What is the likelihood of success in your abundance? Pain is good. It means slow progress. You will get there. What is the bottom line? Moon. That's beautiful as far as your spirituality, because I would look at that and say that is your bottom line. It means focus on self, but it's time to hold up that mirror to gain your abundance that you truly deserve. And a moon is about the mirror of light towards you. So it is time to look at self. So I hope that helps a bit. Now let me go. I know I've got Melody about a different work location. Sorry, I'll just pop these in. Get in there. Alright, go there. Work location. What drives your ambition? Well, that's a good one. Right, let's have a look. So, let me just go through. I'm just going back, just trying to find out your question. Should you pursue a different location? Okay. So it's very interesting, very driven on career, this one, which is good. Now, do you know what? I'm going to grab my coins. Let me grab my coins. It's terrible, like I said, I put things down. Okay, I've got coins. Now these coins are my personal ones. So my personal ones are actually cat ears. And no, someone asked me, I can't get any more cat ears, unfortunately. Whoops. So the ones in my Etsy store, which are beautiful, they're actually on clocks, like the pocket watch. So that's what the ones are in my Etsy store. But the ones I just use here for my customers, I just have cats. Because you all know I'm a bit of a mad cat lady. Right, okay. What drives your ambition? Right. Coins are probably nicer. They'll show up lovely on the camera. Action. Right. Okay. Right, I'll start up here. We've got the monkey. What drives your ambition? There would tell me you're smart, you're intelligent, and I'd also look at what drives you is you may get bored very easily, and that can really make you chase more and more and more. So it's not a bad thing to have drive you, actually. So the bottom here, what do I need to focus on? Dragon there is in leadership, but also people who may literally be puff and wind. You can see past them because of the monkey. So it would tell me that's what drives you and drive you to succeed to a higher level. So what are your goals? The baby there would tell me new position, new beginning, new goals. As far as a move, that there would tell me a move could be very good for you because of more career growth. What talents do you have? Communication, sitting down, being able to hold your own in any meetings or talks, because the teacup there would tell me you relate very well to people and others. So what are the challenges? The bat there means open your eyes more to things that you may not see. And I look at that and say also make sure that you focus more on you do have the intelligence, so use it. So action you must take. It's the lady, which means self, which tells me it's you and you alone that can make this action happen. I'm actually going to draw another one with lady. The mouse there would tell me, though, you get flustered and stressed about it. So it's time to lose that stuff. Summary, if you take the advice. fantastic, because it still tells me you will relocate, you will move forward. Here, what is hidden, we've got the bird, which again means who is it that keeps saying things, or you're hearing gossip or scandal that this isn't a good thing. It comes back down to listen to the advice, you will move forward. So I hope that helps a bit, darling. So let me just get, these, yeah, it's easier with my coins. I'll just put them in my bowl. I've got them all in the bowl. So let me have a look. City keeps coming up with a dream about someone she's known in childhood that they weren't even close or friends. Let me have a look. I'm going to go situation, the root cause. Now, it's going to be interesting here. So I'll just block that. You love my coins back, and they're lovely in the bold colours. And I know you're a Lenny reader, but she is the forerunner before Lenny, so you'd be able to read these without even thinking twice about it. So, situation, when we think about it in the scales. So when the first thing, even before looking at words or symbols, in dreams, they often look for the symbols or the imagery as to what it is about. Someone in your childhood would tell me there's something in, literally when you were a child, that you may need to address or to look at. You also have to look back and think, what was the relationship to that person at school? Were they a meanie? Were they shy? Were they just some kid from the wrong side of the tracks you didn't want nothing to do with them? Or was there something about that child that really intrigued you and you wish you'd have known more? Now you're an adult and you're looking back. So please do post that further, because that will also give me some more insight, I can tell you. So looking here, situation with scales tells me it's something that may be unsettled, because the scales are about what weighs more than the other. So it's about the balance. Action, when I see like the grave, as I was just saying, you need to probably step right back to your child self at that time and think, what was it that you felt negative about that person or the situation around that person? The outcome as the ring would tell me, though, this is something you do need to revisit, because it's a circle, and it tells me if you don't look at the situation, it's going to keep coming around and around and around. The cause behind it, when you see dancer, there's something, I can't help but feel, it's like I said, the voices tell me there's something unsettled about this person and you at that time. It's almost like, is there a mirrored life situation then that you're having now? First step forward to take, the butterfly, is learn to lift and see the positives, and again, find your wings. You need the peace, the solitude. Short-term vision is the moon, which is the night. So it tells me you may still come up in dreams, different scenarios, different things that happen. It's also interesting about long-term outcome as a tornado, which tells me you have to deal with something from this as a child. I'm just going to scoot down the bottom. Let me just go through, and then I'm going to... The person's name is Jess. She was one I felt had more fortunate life. That's how I viewed her. Is there something going on in your life now, though, that you feel either bad or guilt for, and you need to let that go? And it's like learning to deal with it, because if you don't, it's going to still keep popping up for you. I just want to draw another on the tornado, the teacup. So it does mean resolutions coming to yourself. I don't see this as you reaching out to the person, but I'd say you do need to look at what's the lesson, or the literally what's going through your head where this child keeps coming up to you. It could be the very fact that you are developing more as an empath, and you may be feeling some guilt about not doing something or saying something, and that's fine because you're a child. We don't know any different as a child. So I'd say it's something you do need to deal with. So, and don't be afraid to look back and explore it. So I hope that helps a little bit. Now, I just wanted to read some of the comments there. T. Jones, yeah, Mandarin is challenging, but luckily, I've got a translator who will be translating as I speak, so it will be a long session. They're also translating into Mandarin all my written materials for the class, which is just wonderful. So I'm getting really excited about it. So we're just getting all the paperwork translated for the classes, yeah. Now, Shaz, you fear to start reading tarot for the public. Stop and look at that realistically, because if you're already reading for friends or relatives and friends of them or other outsiders, you are already reading for public. And yes, it is a big fear with a lot of people, but you just got to jump in, stick to your thoughts and your convictions of what you know is right within you. And lots of people, as they start reading, they have this big issue and think, oh, I can't charge. Well, that's not the way it is. You'll get people say, oh, you've got a gift, and if you've got a gift, you've got to give it. But unfortunately, a gift doesn't pay your electricity bill. So it's fine to do the charging of money. It's about an exchange of services and things that you've learned. And you stop and have a think about it. You as a tarot reader, you've had to buy your tarot decks. You've probably studied intensively, whether it's online or books or tools in any shape or form. You deserve financial exchange for what you are giving. Look, there's times where you may come across and think, no, I'm not going to charge that person. And I have done that myself when I've realised that that person needs that information more than I do. So don't fear it. It's like jump in feet first and get on with it. So, Divya, what's coming up about getting a job? So, oh, thanks so much, Melody. Yeah, so now I've got Divya Shakti. I hope I've pronounced that right, Divya. Or Divya. Sorry, I'm really bad at that. Right. Okay, now that's a relationship one. I'm just I'll find one because I know there is some away. Hang on, let me just go through because I do have some really good ones written in here, already printed, about career. I've got to remember where it is. I'll know when I see the top part of it. And this is a good thing when you know what's in here. You can just select them. That's about career and ambition, but I do know I've got a couple of. Let me have a look. That's a really good one too when you want to, why do you feel overwhelmed? Come on. I'm actually going to use that one, and all right, I'm going to use that. So, you know, what's coming up about getting a job. Oops. Yeah, okay, so getting a job, I'll just move that. So we've got the camel. Will career moves help you go? camel there tells me you need to be a lot more persistent and resilient. When you're looking for a job, and before I go on to those, I'm just going to give you some pointers because I was a manager in money areas for many years in corporate world. When you are looking for a job, two things you must do. Don't just sit and apply for a job online and then sit back and think it's going to come in on the silver tray, because it doesn't happen that way. You actually have to do your follow-up. So present your resume. Don't do pretty borders and photos and sub stories that lets you know where. They often, employers will throw it in the bin because they're not looking at that. They want to see your attributes on paper in front of them in a nutshell. So persistence tells me, look at the goals and the places and line of work that you are wanting to achieve. Aim for that. Put every bit of ounce of energy and efforts that you have to get there. A camel tells me, start the journey and don't give up until you get what you are looking for. What skills required you're unaware of. Lion there would tell me you've got a lot more leadership in you than you realise, which tells me you're very good probably working independently, but you also need to look at how you work in teams, but how you can benefit teams by some of the skills you have. I'd look at a lion too of know your skills and don't be afraid to keep learning and achieving them. So what do you have to offer a company? Ring tells me good value and longevity. So it tells me, as we say here in Australia, bang for buck. And what it means is good value for money. And Ring would tell me, show your commitment, your drive, your focus of what you want, but express too, though, that you are good and in jobs for the long haul. So what obstacles to be aware of? And that's a really interesting one when you see a dog, because a dog there would tell me, avoid mixing friendship and career together. I would also look at that and say, don't go working with a friend, because then that's where it ends up in disaster. So you may have a good friend or so, I can vouch for you or be a referral. That's really good. Take them up on that, but make sure you are not working right beside them, because it can be a problem. I'm actually going to draw another coin on that. Question mark there would also tell me, don't let a friend down talk you or make you feel loss of confidence. Outcome and advice book there would tell me some sort of contract or offer, because it means where you're looking at a work agreement. I'd say you'll get a job and you'll do well, but also put more value on your own leaderships and the very fact that you can work independently. You don't need micromanaging, not at all. So I hope that helps a little bit. All right. So, and I think, oh, there's not many other people. Yeah, they are good, aren't they? People, I love them. Crystal Rose want to know about a future with M. I don't know who M is. Obviously, M is a relationship of some sort. I'm just going to draw just some random. It's very much a yes and no, which we win relationships. Yes and no is really no good, because we don't know the other external factors. Looking at those, hang on, hopefully you can see them. We've got cane, cross, and the bird. It's almost like the relationship is more of a friend zone than it is a love zone when I look at that. So if it's a lover, I would look at that and say things very slow. The cross there could tell me there may be something that's between you and M that's stopping this. And the bird can be literally people saying things out of turn, or they could be telling you that M's no good, or they could be telling M that you're no good. So it is about watch who you speak to. but those there, I would have preferred to see things like the ring or the anchor or the tree that tells me good, strong, solid foundations. So there would tell me there's some obstacles that's getting in the way. So I hope, yeah. I'm just reading through the comments there. Sensitive, she was the one you felt had more a fortunate life. So then it comes back to, is it envy that you need to deal with? Her being kind was beautiful, but maybe you now have finally achieved things where back then you thought, I'll never get there. So look at some of the goals. Jodie Bryce, lovely to see you, gorgeous. I haven't been up to the post office for ages. Is there a new job? Right. Just random. We don't need meaningful. I'm looking at the career ones. This one. I'll just blank out that page. Oh, Jodie Bryce. Whoops. Yeah, okay. Situation, action, and outcome. Lion there would tell me you need something that where you've got a little bit more power, a little bit more say, because it means they're aim for higher positions, and that's with situation. The cane there as action can tell me don't rush it, take it slow. Outcome there with a rose would tell me there is another role for you. But that there, as far as timing, would tell me it's a little bit slow. I'll bring out my dice in a second. What can you change? The frog there tells me where you feel restless. Changing that would tell me don't feel erratic, because I can't help but feel it's almost like your nervous energy, you want to think anything I'll take and jump ship, where it's not always its benefit for you. So that's really important that you have a think about that. The next is what can't you change? The monkey there would tell me some of the things or the people around you, because it tells me it's like, and sorry if it sounds rude, it's like you got some smart ass around you, and that's like you're thinking, oh, you just rack off and are really not interested, but you can't do much about them. It's how you deal with it. Underlying influences. Ring there would tell me, though, again, how long you are staying there, either in the current role, but also where you are going. Has to be permanent. You do need permanent, continuous flow of work. Your outcome is beautiful with the teacups, because it would tell me discussions, interviews. It's like good sit down talks and communication, that there's job coming your way. So I'm just using my dice. I want to look at timing. You've come up a number one. Sorry. Yeah. And the one would tell me, think for self, show yourself as strong and independent. It's a beautiful sign of ambition. And timing, it can tell me important matters up within the next 1 month from today. So hopefully that'll help, Don. So, now just go through. Let me have a look. Angela Malik about a relationship. Yeah, hi Beck. Yeah, it is here with me. This is the problem that I've had with some of the sound. It's driving me mad. Yeah, it is. Where am I? Angela Malik relationship. So, I actually wrote some. Actually, there's a really good one in relationships. I wrote in. Let's money, because I know I wrote one in the back here. Now I've got to find it. Where did I write it? Because there was a really good one with relationship. Was that the one? Yeah, there. No, that wasn't it. Oh, here it is. Yep, here it is. So, look at that side. And this is a really good one about relationships. Right. Right. Okay. So, what do you need to do to improve your love life? Masks there, sorry, I have to say it, I can't help myself. It can mean literally get into things a bit more kinky. We won't go there. The mask, though, would tell me you need to reveal more of yourself, your feelings, and your emotions. And I look at that and say, express. It's a big thing. So, how should you deal with any hurdles? The cherries would tell me add more passion if there is a hurdle. It's almost like embrace a problem with love rather than push it away. The cherries is passion. So, add passion, add romance, and take advantage of the opportunities that you do have as a relationship. How do you reignite the passion back into the love life? The dragon again is add some fire, so it does need spicing up a little. What area in your life needs changes? The rose there would tell me partner needs to be probably more expressive, more gentle, more soft, but also show you more gratitude. How can you attract love and passion around you? The monkey there is don't just think the body and the appearance has to be stimulating. Think of your brain matter as well, because I'd look at that and say you need to learn to express yourself in your whole self, so which is physically, emotionally, and intellectually. Just want to get another one on that. So what do we got there? Oh, the dancer. Ooh la la. Dancer literally means body to body together. And those two together would tell me add your intelligence, add your appearance, your sex appeal, your drive, and you'll have sparks flying. So I hope that helps a bit. Right, now the other things I wanted to show. Now, what I'm just going to do, because it's Friday here, I just want to show you all. This is again new toys, and a lot of people saying, what is that? It's what we call a sigil creator. So now I'm going to create a sigil for you all, and you can screenshot this and just keep it with you, and I'm going to write it out and explain. A sigil is a talisman or a keepsake. It's a bind. And we always make sigils out to the positive. You don't create sigils and say, I want my lover to leave his wife and family and be mine only, because that would be setting the wrong intentions, where someone in that situation should be a universe grant me love and passion and protection that I deserve. So it's how you phrase is really, really important as well. So this here is what we call the witch's alphabet. Now, the witch's alphabet is the whole 26, and it's almost like a spiral. And a sigil, we write out the words and then we remove all the vowels and duplicate letters, and then I'll show you how we draw it. So I'm just going to put here, universe, bring great abundance. And I'm going to me because it's to you all this coming week. You can do these daily, and they're great for affirmations. I've got one beautiful lady, she had terrible sleeper, and she wrote out her sigil about getting great night's sleep. She put it beside the bed, and it worked a treat. So with our sentence, we now cross out all the vowels. Now vowels are A, E, I, O, U in our English language. So we're crossing out all the vowels. And then we also cross out duplicate letters, but I'll show you how I do that when I'm coming to them. Right, so I'm now starting here. So we've got an N, we've got a V, we've got an R, an S, a B. See, there's the second R because we've already got that one, so we don't go there. We've got a G, we've already got a G there, we've got an R, we've got a T, sorry, B we've already got, N we've already got, D we don't have, C we don't have, T we have, M we don't, T we don't have a H, we've already got a C, we've already got an M, got an N, got a G, and we don't have a W, and we don't have a K. So those are the letters that we need for our sigil. So now we join the letters. So we're going N, whoops, hang on, NV, then we're going to R and S, so RS, then we've got B and G, so we got up to B, down to G, then we're going over to T, then to D, up to C, up to M, then we're going right down here to H, then we've got W, and then we've got K. Now you look at that and think, oh my God. You can use parchment and place over it and trace it if you want. I tend to wing it and freehand. That's why I've got all this space here. So I go down, across, little, up, down, along, around, up, there, down, back. And that is our sigil. So screenshot that, and that is about universe bring great abundance to me this coming week. Now from sigils, you can leave them like that, just in their straight lines, but you can also add curly bits, you can add scrolls, we can add dots. The list is endless, it really is, and it's like you might want to colour in some, you might want to add a pattern. So, and it's creating things that you are happy with. So, you know, it doesn't really matter because we've got this continuous flow. Now, I just want to show you, these are actually jewellery sigils that I made. Whoops, no, don't drop them. And these are all the same sigil, but I put them on different backgrounds. And I do these in Adobe. But this sigil here, it means I am beautiful exactly as I am. And what I've done with these are done on the coins, and it's glass. So they are 1 inch sigils. And then I put them on a chain, and then I put other little charms on the necklace with it each side. And that's what a sigil is. And they really are just a talisman or a good luck emblem, emblematic divination, often it's known as well. And that's what a sigil is. So screenshot that, guys, and it's good for wishes. And like I said, you can keep them on your phone, in the back of your phone. It doesn't really matter. These I use for this sigil board. It's got foam back on it, and they're used as a whiteboard. And all you do, and the reason I made this, and these are in the Etsy store, they're not very expensive, and I made it so it's fully wipeable, whiteboard. And this does not scratch off or anything like that, because it's great for using if you're a professional reader to finish off with your readings or your clients. A wish or an affirmation to send off with your client is get them to just screenshot it or draw it on a sticky note for them. So that's one of the new toys in the Etsy store as well. Now, I don't know, Beck, you're still watching because I know you're a Bad Alice fan. This is what's coming, and it'll probably be in there next week. I'll just put that box there. And this is Alice in Wonderland, and it's actually, and it's down the rabbit hole we go. It's actually an Alice in Wonderland character fortune teller teacup, and it's got 25 characters from Alice. And look, I couldn't put them all in there, but I put a lot of the majors. And it also comes with its own card deck. And the card deck matches all these images that's in the cup. And these are mini decks, and they're on that beautiful high gloss, and there's bits of red all through them. So, and that's what I've done, because this is a cup and a card deck reading set. So you don't just read the cup with the leaves on them, you also have the card deck, and I'm just finishing off the book with it now, and that's what's taken some of its time. And you also then have your card reading that goes with your cup. So that's what's coming. So thanks all for joining me today, just for the short trip, and I will be back soon, hopefully, when my internet is stable and no sound feedback. But I just want to say thanks for joining me here today, and have a great day and a good weekend, all of you. Bye for now.